Let us talk about the original Espada Zero, Cien Granz.
One might remember that Yami claimed himself to be Espada Zero, but did you know there was a Espada Zero before him?
And his name is Cien Granz. And you might wonder, he looks a lot like Xylopero, the if Espada.
And you'd be correct, and that's because he's a clone of Xylopero, but he's a clone of Xylopero before Xylopero became an Espada. A lot of people know that Xylopero is an Juchas level Arankar. But not a lot of people know that Xylopero actually used to be a Vasto Lord before he gave up that power to become an Juchas. This goes a lot into Xylopero's original backstory. Back when Xylopero first entered Hueco Mundo, he was with his brother, and they were both hollows. So as soon as Xylopero turned into a hollow, he was feeling kind of peckish, so he devoured his brother's soul.
And Xylopero eventually became a Vasto Lord, probably looking like a more monstrous version of what we see here.
And if you even look closely, you can see he has yellow strands in his hair to symbolize he ate his brother's soul. Xylopero actually used to work for Baragon as a Vasto Lord back when Baragon was the king of all hollows and stuff. However, when Aizen took over things, he made Xylopero into the first Zero Espada. But Xylopero realized that all the crazy power he possessed stopped him from chasing his true dreams as a crazy scientist, so he spit his brother back out, which resulted to him dropping back down to a Juchas level Arankar. But after Xylopero's uneventful death to the hands of Mayuri, Roka, this Arankar with the power to mimic other abilities with her reishi threads, resurrected Xylopero as a clone. And his clone is Cien, who ended up being as strong as Xylopero before he split his power, which also effectively makes him the most recent Zero Espada. But what's crazy is Cien is actually so ridiculously strong that when Mayuri seen him, he said that Cien had more Reiatsu than Resurrection Yami did. That means Cien is the strongest Zero Espada. Cien is actually so powerful that his regular Zero was compared to that of a Grand Ray Zero. He claimed that Zero that was compared to a Grand Ray Zero was only 30% of the original Xylopero's power, which means his power is absolutely ridiculous. However, Cien pretty much has all of Xylopero's basic abilities, just a lot stronger. The only thing different he really has going for him is these big wings and these tentacles under him that he shoots Zeros out of. Cien was so powerful that he held his own against a Kapachi with no bells and no eye patch on. A Kapachi Zaraki that was going fresh into the 1,000-year Blood War arc he was battling with on equal footing. But see, Cien ended up losing to Roka, because Roka hit him with a Mugetsu. You know, the attack that Ichigo used against Aizen? Yeah, she copied that joint and hit Cien with it. But Roka actually did Cien a solid as well. She saved his life by regressing him into a female child. Hey, it's better than death, I guess.
But now Cien wants to get strong because her goal is to challenge Zaraki again so they can finish their battle.
Which is actually the same goal of Azashiro. After Azashiro lost to Zaraki, his goal was to pretty much get stronger and fight him again. It's pretty funny how every villain that Kapachi defeated in his own side story, they pretty much want to fight him again. And funny enough, Cien is getting trained by Ashido and Roka, which pretty much confirms that Ashido is canon. Because Spirits Are Forever With You, the novel that all of this comes from, is canon. And all of this occurs between the Arankar arc and the 1,000-year Blood War arc. However, I really hope we get to see more of Cien in the future, but let me know what y'all think down below.